Welcome to PDS On The Rocks. In today's episode, we look at the 7 success factors for a successful digital retailing dealership.
Well, it must be successful because that was a lot of successes.
Welcome to PDS On The Rocks. I'm Jason Beckett. With me I have Barrett Schrader. Today we're going to be talking about the 7 success factors to a successful digital retailing dealership. And that is really being driven by how customer needs and expectations have changed over the last few years and moving more towards this one seamless experience. Internet has taken us so far. We can check availability, we can request information, we can get prices for the vehicle, and we can schedule a test drive. But it all ends right now with that lead form. And the response, thank you, we'll be in touch. So what digital retailing is allowing us to do is create a one seamless experience so that you can go from start to finish to actually purchasing the vehicle. Or really what it's all about is giving the customer the ability to take the experience as far as they want before transitioning into the store. To show you that the success and the increase that we've had with digital retailing over the last few years, for those that don't believe that this is the future, in 2018, Costco sold 650,000 vehicles through their program. Tesla sold over 200,000 vehicles. Walmart, with their Car Saver program, they are now supporting Car Saver in over 1,000 of their stores.
Wow.
And lastly, Carvana sold 94,000 vehicles in 2018, which was double the amount from 2017. So there's a lot of interest in this. It's clear that this is where the industry is moving, that this is what the customers want. So what we wanted to do today is to talk about how you can have a successful digital retailing environment. So let's talk about how you get that digital transformation and move from being a Blockbuster video to a Netflix.
Yeah.
So Barrett, hit us with number 1.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that are very important with this. One is we have to be open to change and we have to be able to embrace it. And all of that's going to come down to a lot of things that we're already used to, and that's having the right culture within the dealership. And obviously having a strong infrastructure starts with our management team. You know, we've got to have managers that are willing to embrace that change. We all know in our industry it's tough to teach the old dog new tricks, right? So do we have the right management team in place? Are they true leaders to hold our people accountable? And most importantly, you know, do they believe in it? So I think that is going to be extremely important for you as the dealer or a manager in the store.
Yeah, good point. And related to that, you know, it's not just about having the culture, it's also about having a champion to really be that change agent. Change never comes unless you have someone that's really going to embrace this and spearhead it. So we need someone that believes in the change, that is driven by the vision of a digital retail dealership, that can be a great communicator, because again, if you don't have good communication, this is going to fall on its face.
Yeah.
We need someone that's going to be able to identify the barriers of why digital retailing is not working within their store and then overcome them. And this typically, a champion would fall under the GM or GSM role, but that doesn't have to be the case. But they do have to have authority and autonomy and management support to be able to put the changes in place.
Yeah.
To support the culture that you talked about. And lastly, I would say that they also need to be focused at the task at hand. This is change is hard work. It takes a lot of effort and energy. So we got to make sure that whoever that champion is has a lot of time to focus on that and isn't bogged down with little operational distractions.
Yeah. And just to, I guess, really to tie into that, just really management leadership. You know, yes, we want that champion, but you know, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to a team effort. We're going to have some that don't want to adapt, so I think it's important that we identify that as quickly as possible and address it. Some other interesting things that we've seen from working with dealers is some managers feel threatened by this digital customer. Why? Because there's a lot of no haggling involved. So an F&I manager might not be open to this change because he really doesn't have a ton of control over the end result. So I think it's important that we tackle these obstacles or roadblocks as quickly as possible so we don't deflate the rest of the team within the organization.
Yeah, I'll piggyback on that. And I'd say number 4 is kind of roles and responsibilities. So with digital retailing, that culture is about transparency and a seamless buying experience. And that really requires a change in the role and responsibilities of our people. So it really means new job descriptions, right? Like if we have the one price you talked about, one price is vital to a successful digital retailing process, and that means the no haggling. So going to a digital retailing experience really does shake up the traditional road to the sale. And so that requires a complete overview or revamp of the roles and responsibilities of your staff. For example, if you're going to go down the one-person approach, that means you need someone that can handle the phones, can handle internet leads and responses. So a good communicator, someone that knows the product, that can do product demonstrations, and then really can sit down and review the numbers with the customer. And so that really is more of an advanced,
Individual.
Individual, but also a digital retailing environment. I wouldn't say to start with that, but as a big picture, you really do have to relook at all the roles and responsibilities of your staff and how that's going to change with a digital retailing environment.
I think that's a great lead in to our number 5, and that's management of the performance. Sales managers with this new way of doing business, they don't have to spend a lot of time negotiating. They don't have to spend a lot of time trying to close the deal, right? So now they should be able to focus on developing their people. They should have more time to coach. They should have more time to role play. They should have more time to develop a strong sales team. And I tell you what, this is going to shed a lot of light because now we're going to find out, do we have a strong management team? Right. So I think number 5 sums up and ties well to the number 4.
Yeah, number 6, and I'm not going to go into it in a lot of detail because we're going to devote an episode to it because it's a big one, and that's compensation. So as we move to more of a digital retailing environment, we've got to look at compensation, and in some instances, for some environments, a commission pay plan just doesn't work, and moving to an incentive bonus program would make more sense. And then you have to look at, do we want to do it based off of a team-based incentive program, or are we going to do an individual? So if you're going to go down the road with the one-person approach, where that staff member or that concierge member is going to help the customer from beginning to end, then their pay plan should be more individual based. So we also want to align the bonus plan to the dealership's KPIs. Like what is our objectives and goals with digital retailing, and make sure our pay plans are adjusted to that. I mean, us internally here at Proactive, we just made some changes to the KPIs that we're tracking internally and moving more from activity-based calls, contacts, appointments to now more of a sales funnel approach, where we're looking at how many opportunities that we're moving from each stage down the funnel.
Yeah, I think to kind of wrap things up, some things to be aware of. One, don't try to knock this out in one day, right? Really think about the crawl, walk, run approach, because the last thing you want to do is come in and shake up everybody's pay plan all at once, because you might create a hornet's nest on the floor. So maybe you're just starting with select people, but overall, kind of long term, think about the basketball team. You hear about, that team's got a deep bench, right? So you always have to have good talent. So be thinking about that. Now, a lot of dealerships have high turnover. What does that mean? We're training over and over again. It's like Groundhog Day. So we want to make sure that we have the training in place, the right training, and we hold people accountable. But we've got to have the right talent, and we've got to tackle it head on.
Great points. I mean, that's the 7 main success factors of how you can make digital retailing successful in your store. So with that, be kind, rewind. Let's send that videotape back to Blockbuster Video and jump over to the digital age of Netflix and digital retailing.
And when you're done with that, hit the subscribe button because we're going to be bringing a lot more great info. All right, Jason?
All right, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I think so.